welcome everybody to another round of World of Tanks subscriber replays. My name as always is Maxwell, and today's first video is from the user Ninja Pimp Foo. That's Ninja Pimp Foo, and he's driving the IS-3 on a standard battle on the port. So an award goes to Ninja here for having one of the most awesome names I've seen, at least in English. The ones not in English I find very difficult to pronounce, as is made abundantly clear on every single video. Thank you very much, you bunch of bastards. So, before we get too far into this video, just want to... one quick announcement that I've changed my setup slightly, so I'm no longer using Bandicam to record my footage because, well, software recording solutions tend to give a lot of in-game lag. And your frame rate does tend to suffer. It's like as soon as I hit that record button, I lose 15 to 20 frames per second immediately. Ooh, can he hit this IS-2 that's on a little bit of a suicide charge? Ooh, a little bit unfortunate there to miss that one. So yeah, I've switched now to a capture card, and the capture card has onboard and built-in video encoding, so that should mean that I get a much better frames per second, so I can show the games. Ooh, a bit unlucky there to miss that one too. So I should get much better frames whilst recording, and I should also be able to bring you better quality videos, hopefully, because I'll be able to have the graphics turned up much higher. Finally gets a... ooh, and not only does he get a good one through the front of that IS-2, sets the guy on fire as well. Luckily, he's not one of the retards who doesn't carry a fire extinguisher, though. Though it looks like Ninja's getting hit there by artillery, because it doesn't really seem like anybody else can see him. Got to be careful here, because there is 3 artillery on the enemy team, so just got to be careful here. And as we say that, the FV304 just destroys the Panther there. So Ninja Pimp Foo thinks, well, screw this, I'm going off to try and get that IS-2. So yeah, so let me know in the comments below if the video quality is significantly higher, lower, or around about the same. To be honest, I'd be happy with the quality being the same, because the frame rate is a lot better and a lot more stable here. Just going to try and head off this T-44 who's heading around the buildings here. T-44 must have seen that he was there and diverted himself, and is now going head on with this ELC AMX. Ninja Pimp Foo just holding his fire there a little bit to allow the ELC to go by. The ELC does get away. Not sure if he's gotten into safety, but his brethren turns up here, and the second ELC comes in to lend a hand. Doesn't quite get there in time. T-44 is trying to back off, but Ninja Pimp Foo gets a good shot through his side. Not only does some damage, but also takes out his track. And then the ELC just mops that one up and is able to finish him off. So Ninja's got to turn around now and try and deal with this IS-2 that he damaged earlier in this AMX 1375. The AMX 1375 manages to get around behind these defenders here and get in onto the artillery, or that ISU 152 behind him. He could do some serious damage with that auto-loader cannon. Not quite able to take out that IS-2 there, a little bit unfortunate, but hopefully the Sherman can get him. The AMX just trying to sneak away, but gets his track damaged there. And he's not quite able to get anywhere. Ninja just keeping him pinned down. And there we go, the Sherman comes in and lends a hand. Ninja backs off, rams him, doesn't quite pick up the kill, but the two of them together are easily able to finish off that AMX. So the advanced attack is dealt with. It's now time to turn their attention to everybody else on this flank. A surprise T-28 prototype, and that thing is just built like a bunker, so not quite able to put a shot through that front armor. But it looks like they've significantly won the battle in the north there. So really it's just a case of holding these guys off here while his allies can sweep around from the north. To be honest, the defenders on this right hand flank here have done an excellent job, considering how many of them there were. Took a big hit in the face there, probably from that Jagdtiger 88, but he's going to get around behind this T-28 prototype, get a good shot into his side. Now he's got to switch his attention to this Jagdtiger 8.8. He doesn't want to get shot through the rear armor from this guy. Not quite able to get any damage to stick, but it looks like that ISU 152 is going to come around and... oh, it's actually the ELC AMX that takes out the T-28 prototype. Ninja just trying to angle himself in, decides to use his superior speed. Not a line you hear very much when talking about the IS-3, but uses his superior speed to get alongside the Jagdtiger 8.8cm there and take him out with a good hit. And that just leaves 2 artillery in that T-28 over in the enemy base there, and this one is pretty much over there. Ninja Pimp Fu doing a great job defending this right hand flank here. Finds 1 artillery, can't quite get a shot on him. Finds a 2nd artillery and he's just able to back off after having his shot. And now this just leaves the AMX 13F3. Gonna see if he can finally get a shot on him. And he's just about hiding behind the train cars, so being quite smart there, but their artillery, actually the ISU 152, who might as well be artillery, is able to pick him off, and that is GG. So absolutely awesome game there from Ninja Pimp Fu, doing a great job on that right-hand flank, defending against multiple opponents with just himself and a Sherman, and a couple of light tanks dotting about here and there, coming in and out. And this one was just an absolute stomp for the Allied team, thanks to the fact that they were able to overrun the north, because they did so well on the right hand flank there. So awesome replay from you, thank you very much for sending that one in. Stick around because as always the score screens are coming right up. And our second replay of the day is from the user Royal Ordnance. That's Royal Ordnance, and he is driving the FV4202 on an encounter battle on the Sand River. And the FV4202 is the tier 10 medium tank for the British, excuse me. So straight away going to be heading to this northern flank. Spots an early bat chat there, has a quick shot, apparently hits him and scores a critical. Looked like that one hit the dirt to me, so maybe a little mistake with that one, but not sure. Oh, very nice shot through the paper thin armour of that bat chat. I was going to say that bat chat probably hadn't even loaded by that point, but looks like he did manage to get his cannon loaded in time and at least get one shot back onto Royal Ordnance as he was making his break for the mountains. So going to be heading up here now. He's definitely first in the area. That bat chat was their advanced scout, and he had elected to go on to the Sand Dune Ridge rather than up to the mountains, although it looks like he is swinging around now. There's a Foch coming down the hill now, so you've got to be careful of that guy, although it looks like the bat chat is coming to back him up, or although it looked like he was from earlier, coming to back him up. So this Foch a little bit more confident about his flanks here. Like I said, this bat chat here is just here to offer him some support. Only gets a bounce on his turret, unfortunately, there, but the good thing about the British guns is they might not have the best alpha damage in the world, but they do have a very good reload speed, so you're able to put out a good amount of damage per minute. Another good thing with the British tanks is the turrets are also pretty nicely armoured. Bat chat deciding that discretion is the better part of valour and is just going to run away. Foch realises that things aren't going the way that he thought they may, so he's going to have to spin himself around, but that exposes his side armour. Takes a shot there from the E100. Very lucky that the E100 only damaged his track there. Thought that the bat chat may have been reloading, but it looks like he had some shots left, and then he's able to take out the Foch as well. So gets the bat chat with a ram and then finishes off the Foch with a very, very nice hit, and that just leaves this E100 up on the ridgeline here. Although to be honest, if I was that E100 driver, I would be starting to reverse down the hill somewhat and maybe head back towards my own team there, as there appears to be a rampaging British medium tank up here. And as you see, the E100 has started to fall back a little bit, but he was doing that a little bit too slowly, so it wasn't able to get away too... Yeah, it wasn't able to get away too much, but Royal Ordnance just able to force him down off the ridge. Didn't quite get any damage on the Jagdpanzer E100 there, but he should be able to get something on this... was that a T-30? No, it wasn't, because the enemy team doesn't have a T-30. It was probably the T-34. So the game's pretty even at the moment. Allied team is winning by 4 kills to 3, but that's nothing really to write home about, especially in a tier 10 battle. Any of these tanks, any of these tier 10s able to carry a game on their own, so still got to be relatively careful. Royal Ordnance just positioning himself around this mountain to try and get a shot on somebody without getting spotted too badly himself. The thing is, he's going to be a pretty easy target up here, silhouetted on the ridgeline. Looked like that FV may have been pointing at him, the Death Star there. So just going to take his one shot and then fall back off the ridgeline and then relocate himself. Doesn't want to get hit by any of this artillery as well. A good hit from the enemy artillery is going to put a severe dampener on your day. Has a shot where he last saw the E100 just into the fog of war. Like I said, the reload speed on these British guns is good enough that you can just do that. He's not really able to find anybody to get any hits on here. Wants to try and see if he can get a line on this IS-8. It looks like he's on the other side of that sand dune. Unfortunately, he's got a Leopard 1, the T-32 in front of him. That's the IS-8, so Royal Ordnance just going to wait patiently, hope that that IS-8 decides to drop back a little bit from the onslaught of the Leopard 1 and that T-32, and once he does, Royal Ordnance should be able to put a shot through his side. He hasn't been spotted here. And there we go, just waiting for the IS-8 to drop back. Patience paying off a little bit here, thinking about taking that shot on the top of his turret, but deciding against it. He has been spotted here, so he's going to have to take a shot quickly and then move. And it's actually the IS-8 who decides to come out and try and get a shot at him, and that actually gives him the opportunity to get a bit of damage on him as well. So a little bit of a mistake from the IS-8 there. Should have just stayed behind the sand dune. Probably thought that he could get a little bit damage onto this medium tank, but as it was, he was already aiming at his location. So Royal Ordnance has been joined on the hill now by an allied Caernarvon. So they're going to see if they can achieve something together. It looks like the enemy team is camping pretty hard around their spawn point. You can't really blame them, considering they've got 3 tier 10 tank destroyers. The 183, the Jagdpanzer E100, and that Object 268. So still got to play it careful, because those guys are probably all looking over this ridgeline. Although it looks like the 268 is moving towards the cap circle. This being an encounter battle, the allied teams already started a base capture. Gets a hit on the Jagdpanzer E100, unfortunately not quite able to go through his armour. Looked like he was aiming towards the lower plate there, but probably just didn't quite hit the lower plate. He comes back out of the fog of war. Going to see if he can get another shot. There we go. Finally able to get some damage to stick. It looks like he is, well, I was going to say it looks like he was focusing on someone else, but it's actually looking at Royal Ordnance now. Royal Ordnance sticks around for a little bit too long. As you saw there, the Jagdpanzer E100 just puts a shell straight through his armour, does about 1,000 damage, but that allows Royal Ordnance to just pick him off as he's backing up, and that is kill number 3. So we're going to be heading back to the high ground. Going to see who we can spot, but it looks like most of the enemy team started to relocate over to the southern flank just to try and get some eyes on that cap circle, and that's because the allied team have been capping for quite some time now, and another 70 seconds and that E75 will have had the greatest game of his life. Well, not really. He's had 2 kills over on that flank, the E75, and then decided to just go and sit in that cap circle. And I suppose that's pretty good tactics when the enemy team has more tank destroyers, because that's going to force them to get out of their entrenched position and then come and try and hunt them down, although it looks like some of them are just so stubborn that they're not going to move out of their entrenched positions. The 183 still over on the northern flank here. I don't know what he's thinking he's going to achieve over there, because he's in no way going to be able to reset the cap from the other side of the map, considering he's a tank destroyer. But then some people do get set in their ways and tunnel vision a little bit too much. T-32 just jostling with this 183 over here. He's not going to poke himself out, because that would just be an instant kill. Somehow manages to bounce on that guy. Hopefully, there we go. The GWE 100 comes in and takes him out. And looks like the guys in the cap circle are going to be pals. I didn't see whether they got reset by some of the enemy artillery or if they're just doing it out of the kindness of their heart, but they've decided that they're going to move out of the cap circle now and give everybody a chance just to wipe the artillery out. Because as Mr. Jingles would say, you cannot suffer a scumbag to live. So hopefully, if Royal Ordnance could get there first, he may be able to pick up both kills, and then that would be his Top Gun medal. I wouldn't hold out any hope though, because that E75 and T69 are both steaming in. Very nice shot there on the Batchat 155. Managed to get a pretty good high roll. Did 490 damage. One more shot, and there we go. That is the Su-14-2, and that is the game. So absolutely awesome replay there from Royal Ordnance, causing almost 5,000 points of damage, 6 kills, and his Top Gun medal. So I hope you enjoyed what you saw today. If you did, please leave me a like or favourite. Stick a comment in the comment section. Let me know exactly what you thought. If you're not already, then please consider hitting that subscribe button if you want to see more of this kind of content in the future. So I've been Maxwell, this has been World of Tanks, and I will catch you guys next time.